Hello, everybody. Welcome to the All Day Football Show. I'm your host, as always, Jackson Kellogg, and today we'll be doing my Week 1 preview. So, we're going to go over top 10 teams in the league. We're going to do some game picks, and then for those Patriots fans out there like myself, we're going to go over the keys to victory for the Dolphins game on Sunday. So, let's jump right into it. So, top 10 power rankings. We do have a little bit of movement from the last one. So starting off, move Green Bay up 2 spots with the confirmation that Aaron Rodgers is playing. So at the time, that was when it was a question mark whether he was going to play or not. Aaron Rodgers is playing for the season. Green Bay moves up, which drops the Rams down a slot and the Browns down a slot. But the Packers with Aaron Rodgers are as lethal as anybody else. Tampa stays number 1 with KC, Buffalo coming behind in 2-3. After Green Bay, Rams, and Browns, you've got New England and Baltimore at the 7-8 spots. Again, you can say I'm a homer, but that Patriots defense looks like one of the most lethal in the league. And if they can get that power running play action game going with Mac Jones, it's going to be a scary Patriots team to deal with. I have the Titans moving up a spot. And also, I forgot to label it, but the 49ers move up 2 spots. This is in a corresponding move with dropping Washington down a bit. They didn't look too great in the preseason, which is what led me to move them. But San Francisco comes in with their only real problem looking like figuring out who's going to play quarterback, which it seems like Jimmy G is going to be the starter, but it's more knowing when it's going to be Trey Lance's time. But these are the top 10 teams I feel like right now and where they are in the pecking order. We're not going to do a whole 11 to 32. That just takes way too long to do. But moving on to our game picks. So picked every single game already. Going to go over each one briefly. Got the Bills over the Steelers at home. Just makes more sense. I think Buffalo's a better team. Jacksonville is going to go beat Houston on the road. I don't think Houston's going to win very many games this year, and Trevor Lawrence is going to get the first win of his career. Very good game with the Chiefs hosting the Browns. I think that's going to be a great game to watch, though I do think the Chiefs are going to be the one to take the W there. We've got the Patriots winning at home against the Dolphins, and I'll explain why in a little bit. We've got the Ravens winning on the road on Monday Night Football against the Raiders. Lamar Jackson doesn't have all of his weapons there, but they'll just run the ball over the Raiders' defense that isn't that great. And if anything, I think it might be a shootout if the Raiders' offense can put itself together. Vikings getting a win on the road against the Bengals. The Bengals, I think, are going to take a little bit of time to gel, and if they can stay healthy, then I think they'll get more wins down the road, but they're still a very young team, and the defense has needs a lot of time to get itself to work together. Got the Seahawks on the road against the Colts. The Colts just keep losing people to injuries and COVID, and the Seahawks are going to come in and take full advantage and beat them up. Chargers on the road against Washington. I do think Washington takes this win more because I think this is going to be a very low-scoring game and with a lot of defense, and I think Washington has the better defense. Is going to take over the game. We've got the Panthers beating the Jets at home. Sam Darnold playing his former team. He's going to go welcome them into Carolina and beat them down. Cardinals taking a win on the road against the Titans. The Cardinals, all they got to do is stuff Derrick Henry and keep pressure on Ryan Tannehill at the same time. If they can get into the back end, whether it's stopping the run or creating pressure on Tannehill, then it's going to create problems for that Titans offense. That's very basic. They do have very good receivers in A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, who are going to wreak havoc, but the Cardinals, I think, come away with the win here. I've got the Broncos losing on the road against the Giants. The Giants did not look good in the preseason, but I also don't think that the Broncos are all that special either. These teams both have better defenses than their offenses, and I think it's going to be fairly low scoring. But when it comes down to it, I'd rather have Daniel Jones trying to lead a game-winning drive than Teddy Bridgewater, which seems really weird to say. I've got the Buccaneers winning Thursday night against the Cowboys. This is just really simple. The Cowboys are also dealing with COVID and injury issues, whereas the Buccaneers aren't, and the Buccaneers brought back their entire starting lineup. So I'm going to start picking the Buccaneers to win every game until they lose. I've got the Falcons winning at home against the Eagles. The Eagles also look abysmal. They just did not put anything good on paper in the preseason. And I think the Falcons take advantage of this game. Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts going to have amazing games. And this might be high scoring considering the lack of defense these two teams have. I've got the 49ers going for a win on the road against the Lions. 49ers just have the much better team, and I don't think it's going to be a close game. On Sunday, last two games, Sunday afternoon and evening, got the Packers winning on the road against the Saints. The Saints are a good team, but I don't think they're there yet. Jameis Winston might have a rough outing here. The Saints, their goal for this game is just going to be to limit the turnovers, as Aaron Rodgers might just straight up torch this defense. And lastly, we've got the Rams winning at home against the Bears. The Rams brought in Stafford to be the new offensive quarterback. They lost Cam Akers, but they traded for Sony Michel, so they've got Darrell Henderson, Sony Michel in the backfield. This offense just looks scary, and though the Bears' defense lost some pieces, I think that's going to come into play, as their secondary doesn't look like it's going to be up to par to stop Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee, and all those guys. So those are my picks for games this week. Now, we're going to be getting into more in-depth on the Patriots starting now. So the Patriots play the Dolphins week 1 at home. They bring in Tua and Brian Flores to come play in their house. Keys to victory are going to be to keep pressure on Tua. They're going to have to keep pressure on him, which I don't think is going to be a problem. Judon, Hightower, Van Noy, all those guys, they've been getting pressure in the backfield so much over the preseason. We'll see if it translates to the regular season. But getting pressure on the quarterback was not a problem over the last 3 preseason games. And if they can do that against Tua, it'll give time for a secondary that doesn't have Gilmore in it, as Gilmore's on physically unable to perform until week 7. So as long as they can keep pressure and not keep the secondary running around for too long, I think that will help on the defensive side, as Tua has had his problems over the last year. Now flipping to the offensive side, as long as they can play conservatively, I don't think this game will be a problem. Byron Jones, Xavier Howard look like beasts in the cornerback room. And that's tough for a rookie quarterback to have to deal with. You know, we talk about, as Patriots fans all the time, Bill Belichick always goes in and beats up on rookie quarterbacks. Now we're the team with a rookie quarterback, so it's going to be a key thing to keeping the offense controlled and limiting the chances of having big turnovers happen. That's going to be limiting the downfield throws, limiting the contested throws. Just get Mac comfortable in regular season football. It's going to be power run, play action football, check downs, throwing it short. Just keep it conservative, keep it small sample sizes, just to limit the chances of turnovers and mess ups to happen. So I didn't get a chance to talk about it over the last few days, but I'll talk about it now. Mac Jones does win the starting job over Cam Newton. There were a lot of reasons I saw with Cam Newton getting the can. There's been vaccination reasons thrown out. There's been Rob Ninkovich said that people in the building told him Mac was teaching Cam the playbook, which you don't really want, especially since Cam's been there for a year. That Cam's just, his arm isn't there. Mac Jones was the more accurate quarterback, and once he was able to understand the playbook better, kind of messed it all up. So there's been a whole bunch of reasons, but Mac Jones is the one to win the starting job. I'm excited but concerned at the same time. Excited, I'm looking forward to seeing Mac Jones play, but concerned because I don't know if it's ready. trusting in Bill Belichick to see how that goes. But we'll get to see him in his first regular season game action on Sunday. The third key to victory in this game is to limit the Dolphins wide receivers' movement in open space. So these Dolphins receivers are all very fast. Luckily, they're without Will Fuller this week, as he's got 1 game suspension off of a 6 game of last year that he only got 5. So he's serving his 6th game this Sunday, which means they're only going to have Devontae Parker and Jalen Waddle as their big threats. But they also have Mike Gesicki at tight end. Limiting these receivers in open space is going to be key, as they're all very fast. So Patriots secondary guys aren't necessarily the fastest, so it's going to be a key to keeping that on the low key. If they throw Waddle in the slot, I think Jonathan Jones is just going to follow him all day. Whoever they throw in the slot, they're going to throw Jonathan Jones on the whole time. They're going to throw J.C. Jackson on whichever of the 2 wide receivers isn't in the slot, because I don't think they're going to keep Devontae Parker and Jalen Waddle both on the perimeter. I think they're going to keep one in the slot, which hopefully they do, because then we'll throw Jonathan Jones on him. And I'm a little concerned with the second corner spot, so J.C. Jackson's going to be playing on the number 1 receiver, which he had his ups and downs playing in that role last year, but now it's going to be a mix of Jalen Mills, Shaun Wade, and Jawan Williams over there. So it'll be interesting to see how they do on the perimeter, as all 3 of those guys had their moments in the preseason, but again, preseason football. I do think this game is going to be a victory, as I said earlier. I think the Patriots win this game 24-13 with 2 touchdowns from Mac Jones. 1 might be running. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Hope you all are looking forward to football being back as much as I am. And I will see you all in the next video. Go Pats.